こんにちは。インドブロガーのかゆりなです。トゥッティめっちゃ見てるね。今日はですね、私の友達のトゥッティをゲストに呼びました。イエーイ。普段はインドのお話をしてるんですけれども、私のチャンネルの、2つ目のテーマとして海外で働くとか、あと女性のキャリアとかもそういったテーマも扱っていますので、今日はですね、海外で働くというテーマでですね、日本で働いている、ブラジル出身のトゥッティを招いてですね、日本で働くってどういうことかとか、そんなテーマで今日はお届けしたいと思います。We are feeling nervous a little bit. First, Tutti, can you give us a self-introduction?
Yes, of course. So hi, I'm Tucci. I'm originally from Brazil, but I have been out of Brazil for 6 years now.
Wow.
I lived 2 years in London in the UK and the last 4 years here in Tokyo, Japan. And I am a software engineer most of my career. And in the past 3 to 4 years, I did more engineering management and other types of management.
We joined Mercury in 2018 October
Yeah.
together. So we worked together at Mercury. The first we worked the same team, right? Like an engineering office, like to support engineering development. And she moved to the HR part, and finally she moved to like Mercury US team. So today we want to talk to this experience about Japan. The first question is, why did you come to Japan?
So it was actually a company transfer. So my company in the UK had an office in Tokyo.
Oh.
And I felt it would be a very interesting adventure to move to Japan and have the experience in a very different culture and get to know Japan. So I transferred with my previous company.
The first your career is UK, right? But you are originally from Brazil.
Yes. But I also worked in Brazil before I moved to UK.
I see.
Yeah.
How was the idea to come to Japan? Like you wanted to, or you didn't want to?
So for the life aspect, I really wanted to. It seemed like a very interesting country. But for the work aspect, I was a little scared. I heard some stories about the Japanese work culture, but I wanted to try anyways. And luckily, my companies, both companies I worked here, the previous company and Mercari, they have a very modern work environment, very progressive. So I did not experience the traditional work culture in Japan. Very lucky.
Yeah, it's very important point.
Yeah.
Second question is like, how do you feel working in Japan?
I feel like the language barrier was a big thing. I don't speak much Japanese, so I learned just the basic. I can survive, order some food.
So just remember some words to order food.
Yeah. And I cannot make a conversation or the work meeting in Japanese. So it was a little bit of language barrier sometimes at work, at life. So that part is hard. And the second part is a little challenging is sometimes the culture, like communication. Communication, in my experience, is very indirect. So you don't say exactly what you mean. So you have to read the air. It was a little hard. But on the other aspect, the companies that I worked for, I also worked with many people from different countries. As you know,
Yeah.
we have many members from all over the world. So I actually learned so much. I learned a lot working with people from different countries, many cultures.
About Mercari, in 2018 and the current situation in 2021, for the last 3 years, I think the internal situation has changed. Did you find anything like the things has changed in Mercari, internal Mercari?
Yes, how much can we say? But yes, definitely. I think over the years, Mercari not only increased the number of non-Japanese members coming from abroad, but also on the management layer as well. So now we have many foreign managers as well. And I think the change starts to go all the way to the top. So I think there's a big change in there.
we tried to make a more modern environment, but actually at the beginning there are very less like non-Japanese members inside. But currently in engineering organization in JP, like around 50% of members come from outside Japan. It's a very big change.
Yes.
Third question is, what is the best thing working and living in Japan? What is the best thing?
One thing that I really like is that life is very comfortable, they're very convenient, especially if you live in Tokyo. It's a really good transportation system, the convenience everywhere, and safe. I also really appreciate the politeness. Everyone is very polite.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Also, travel in Japan is really easy.
Easy.
You can take the train anywhere, and there's so much information to help you. Really nice to travel, a lot of beautiful places to visit. That's my favorite part of living in Japan. And yeah, about work, I think as we mentioned, like the company environment is really good. So it is modern, it has some diversity of members, so members from all over the world. So I think in that sense, I was lucky.
You were lucky. So, for example, like for your friend living in Brazil, do you recommend work and live in Japan?
Yes, I do. I do, yes. Especially as you know, like Brazil economy is not so great. If people from Brazil come to Japan, they can have a better life for sure, a better salary. But you have to find the right work environment, I think.
I don't recommend to belong to the traditional Japanese environment. So, for example, like comparing with, for example, UK environment and Japanese environment, which is better for you?
So actually, with UK, we have a very good work-life balance.
Compared with Japan?
Yeah. Yeah. So actually, we leave work very early. No one cares about the work hours, and it's very like chill and relaxed culture. But also, I feel I cannot make many friends in UK. The people are less social.
Oh really? I didn't.
In my experience, of course, I don't know in general, but in my experience, it was harder to make friends, to go for lunch. People don't have this culture there. And here in Japan, of course, the work-life balance is a little different depending on the company you work for. So it may be harder, but I made so many friends in Japan. I think it was easier to socialize, to go for nomikai. So it's very social culture.
The next question is, what are the challenges being a professional woman in Japan?
So actually, as you know, the numbers of women in the workforce in Japan is very low, especially compared to other developed countries. So even especially in engineering and in management, the numbers get even lower. So actually you don't see many women in the management position or the software engineer position. It's a little lonely. Other than that, I know that I actually escape the traditional stereotype in Japan because I am not Japanese. So I
see.
I feel like most people don't have the same expectations about me.
I really understand. When I was in India, I faced a similar situation. I was falling out. That's why.
Yeah,
I didn't need to follow all Indian culture.
Exactly. I heard some story from like female coworkers that have problem when they want to plan a family or get married. But I don't have so much problem because I think maybe Japanese people don't see me as woman. I don't know.
It is like action in Mercury. It says like empower a lot of like, Japanese women working in Mercury, I think.
I hope so.
The final question. Do you regret moving to Japan? Why are you leaving now?
I do not regret moving to Japan at all. It was an amazing experience. That's why I recommend if anyone has the chance, you should try at least some years. So like, of course, I'm leaving now. I never had the plan to be here like forever. But the years that I spent here, I learned so much. And I'm leaving now because one, I cannot learn Japanese.
Was it difficult?
It's very difficult, and I'm a little lazy. So that's one point. And the second point is that I have a big opportunity to work and live in the US now, and very center of the technology industry. So it's a very big opportunity for me. I have to go.
can you give us some message for the people who want to try work in Japan?
Okay, so come with an open mind.
Come with open mind.
Yeah, especially if you come from like US or even like Brazil or Europe, the culture is very different. You will be very frustrated. So you have to come with an open mind to accept the different culture, practice a lot of empathy. You know, we can understand each other even if the culture is very different. So that's my advice.
Thank you so much. It's very good advice, and let's try like from Japanese side. Also, we need to open mind.
It's a good advice.
Next video will be published soon, and we will change the topic. So let's come to my channel again. And if you like it, please subscribe my channel. Thank you so much. ではまた皆さん次回お会いしましょう。